Well, hello, my YouTube friend. You know what's in there. For the couple of hundreds of you that are still following my channel, you know what's in there because you've seen it on Instagram. And the last time I had a nice espresso from Inlay, sorry about that, just a minute. Don't mean to be rude, but I need to appreciate a great coffee like that. Yeah, last time I did that while presenting you a knife was when I received my knife from Stan Wilson, the mammoth one, you know, the non-flipper flipper. Boom! That's a sturdy case. I wish everyone could do something like that, a case like that. Yeah. Last time was for the non-flipper flipper because I have to get a nice espresso while sharing that privileged moment with you, my friend. And without further ado, oh, wait a minute. I need to leave it at that for a second and have a drip of coffee. Oh, man. I leave you just appreciate the beauty while I'm dripping my coffee. Extraordinary. Sorry about that. Ron Best automatic art knife. I wish I had the day just to contemplate this knife. Hello, how are you? I wish I had that day to contemplate it, to share it with you, to express the awe that I have during that moment in time when I can, just appreciate the beauty of man-created things. Insane, that's pure insanity. Absolutely adore that knife. As you have seen, it's an automatic. So I'm not talking too much about Ron. I've expressed my admiration about the man, my admiration about the good man he is, and the exceptional maker he is. I mean, he's out there with all the best art knife maker you can imagine. I cannot think of a better way to make a knife. I mean, take that knife and we're going to review it, and you're going to see that there is no way in hell that this can be surpassed. It can be reached. I mean, you can get to that level, of course. You have all those like fancy Italian makers, or you have some art knives maker out there. But the level that Ron has in art making is like right there with the top maker. It cannot be better than that. And just to finish that coffee and start the review, I'm gonna finish the coffee and come back to you in a second. There you go. Now I'm totally with you to present you that knife out the case, and let's start the review with the handle first. But first, I want to show you that. Check the relief of this blade. Boom. Oh man, it's so smooth. Check that. Hear that. Boom. Very nice spring. So the handle on this knife, so I asked him, I saw that knife, it was the less crazy shape that he has, in his line, and I wanted the knife that looked almost like a fixed blade, and I think that this one really looks like a fixed blade, and it has this, I want to say ergonomic shape, or regular shape, I would say. It looks like a drop point, a knife that a lot of people could do. I mean, design wise, I love Ron, but most of the time his designs are all over the place, and it's something that I also appreciate. But once I wanted to have a knife that looked, like more simple, more simplistic in his shape. It has nothing, not even close to simple in its realization, as you can see, and as I'm going to review. So the handle is a steel handle, and it has so many work in it. starting first with the different finishes that you have. The dimples that you have here, the black dimples, it does that most of the time now on all these knives. I absolutely adore that finish. Then you have a literal mirror polish. Look at that. I mean, you can see my glasses there here. You can see my beard. You can see whatever. You can see my smile, maybe. Okay, here you have this very nice kind of orange peel finish. And again the mirror, and again the orange peel, and again the mirror. And it goes like that on the top, here on the whatever side it is here, on the blade side here. And here we're going to get back to that because we need to progress, otherwise I will forget things. It's not only the difference of finishes, but the difference of volumes. Check that. Boom, boom, boom. You have those waves here with different volumes. Look at that. One here also, one here. A lot of different volumes. It looks like a flower like that. It's just mesmerizing. Here. First work of Inlay. Oh man, you know how he likes to work with inlays. And again, remember that this guy doesn't use the CNC to work. It's insane. I presented the phase that I have, the flipper, to makers, and they say there's no way in hell that this guy works without CNC. And again, he works without CNC, and he works so fast. He's working 15 hours a day, and he gets to result that people would take ages. Maybe I would never get to that. So stop ramblings. The work of Inlay here of the mother of pearl is insane. Look at that. I mean, it's contoured here, extremely contoured, and it's just flush everywhere. Here, I want to say that's zirconium for sure. I'm pretty sure it's just glued in. I don't want to imagine that he did a kind of milling inside in order to put that in. It's even impossible for me to think about that. I think it's just glued, but that's just fine by me. Check this beautiful piece of zirconium. It's black as black can be. Here another piece that is inlaid here, you see? And it's almost flush. No, not flush. It's nice continuation with the mother of pearl. Very nice zirconium piece. And here is the big piece of the cake. This is just insanity. So again, the volumes that you have here, but this is insanity. So as you can see here, it looks like damasteel because it is. So you have here one inlay of damasteel that you can see here. And when I say you can see, but you cannot feel. You cannot feel it. It's perfectly inlaid in the frame. Then, as if it was not enough, he decided to inlay in the inlay of damasteel that piece of mother of pearl and that piece of zirconium. And of course, as if it was not enough, he did that on the other side. And as if it was not enough, he decided to do that thing, which is crazy to me, to do a milling on a mother of pearl. When you know how fragile that material is, doing that milling, I mean, only the crazy art maker do that. This is just hazardous, but what a beautiful piece. Look at that. The frame, the inlay of damasteel, the inlay of mother of pearl, milled inside in order to create other volumes, because look at that, when you look at it from this side, check the different volumes that you have. I'm going to try to not mess with that knife. Here, just look at that here. And I mean, all the milling, looking at it on the side like that is just insane. You see the step that you have here, and also the step that you can see with the mother of pearl that is milled. And check that mirror. I mean, here I am on the road again. You can see me, of course. Oh man, it's crazy. I mean, that knife is driving me crazy. Check the contouring that you have also on this handle. Insane. Man, that mirror is just phenomenal. Now, look at that. I mean, for a minute, I have seen his work in progress, but it took me a while to realize that this was actually two pieces added together, because literally, I mean, I hope the video can show you that you can see that you cannot, literally cannot. I mean, even if I, listen, I'm going to try to, look at that. Try to find the limit of the scales here and the spring. It's just impossible. It's one freaking piece. Maybe here with some reflection you can see a line, but barely you can. It looks like an integral. It's just insane. Here you can see it a little bit more, of course, because of the spring here, but it's insane. And as you have seen, it's an automatic. So disregard the action of the auto. He decided to put it, I mean, for me it's perfect. Check. The spring can be stronger than that, but he wanted it to be opened by anyone without any effort. So the way he proceeds is he asks his wife, and if she can do it, he says that anyone can do it. But of course, it can be. It's just a matter of decision. To me, the action is great, and it's a little part of this knife, but man, it's just a great action. And check that. Check the release of this knife. I've shown you that, I think, if I remember correctly, at the beginning of the video. But check that. The lock is here. It's a lock back, and check that. The spring stops, so it's absolutely not dangerous to release it like that, because the spring will stop. You know, it's like, it won't go further. It's impossible. So even if you have your finger here, it cannot go up to your finger. It's impossible. Oh man, check that view. Oh, again. Woo! Now this blade. Beautiful piece of damasteel. For the life of me, I cannot say none of those names that those Swedish freaks give to the damasteel, but it's a beautiful one. And it's a full hollow. Look at this line here going up. You have a nice little swedge here, rounded, of course, and mirrored, of course, on the top here, and a full hollow. And as you can imagine from him, it's absolutely flawless. No bump whatsoever. For those of you who know, those big and long hollow grind are really difficult to get absolutely perfect, and it's perfect. And the finish that he has on this damasteel is dramatic. Look at the shiny part. They're really reflective, and the dark part, they're really black. I think that, honestly, Ron is one of the best to work with damasteel. The contrast that he gets are insane. Now check that beauty, the overall aspect of that beauty. You see, it looks definitely like a knife. When you look at the overall line from Ron, it doesn't look like that. And when you look at that, to me, it definitely looks like a fixed blade. One piece of knife, one beautiful piece of knife. Like I said, I could spend the whole day contemplating that beauty. Check that. It's wicked, wicked blade. Inside, maybe I will be able to show it to you. I don't know. There's a very refined signature. Oh, maybe on this side it is. Yeah, you can tell. Okay, you see, this is the only time he uses the pantograph that he has. He doesn't have CNC. He took a pantograph for the engraving now. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he will decide to use it on his knife at some point, but for now, it's all 100% handmade, without machine. What can I say? I mean, listen, it's all in your eyes. I mean, just contemplate that knife is just beauty. To me, you know, there's a pride of ownership. This is not a knife that I'm going to carry. This is not a knife that, you know, I can even think of reselling. This is pride of ownership. This is something that I want to have for me, because this is something that is ridiculously collectible for me in my heart. That's something that I'll get buried with that thing. There's no way in hell there is any reason in the world that I could part with something like that, unless I have really big problem with money, which I hope will never happen. This is something that I want to set aside of everything that I've collected before. It's doesn't look like me. I'm not into art knives, but this is, I don't know, it's unique. It's definitely a unique piece, and I wish any one of you could experience the artistry and the kindness of Ron.